Welcome to Unleash by Yorgi. Trusted advice, real support, and everything you need to give your pet their best life. I'm your host, Elizabeth Moraes, and each week we bring you expert insights, tips, and real-world advice to help you and your pet thrive together. Today's episode is all about building trust that lasts a lifetime, from the first tail wag to that final goodbye. We're exploring how pet care brands can grow with their customers by meeting their emotional and practical needs at every life stage. And who better to join us than Carrie Marsh, a marketing strategist who brings the perfect balance of heart and data. She's here to share how empathy, timing, and smart insights can create long-term loyalty that makes a real difference for pet parents and their pets. Thanks so much for coming today, Carrie.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Tell us a little bit about how long have you been in this industry?
A little over, give or take some, 20 plus years.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so you must love what you do.
Every minute of it.
I love it.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you a few questions.
Sure.
All right. So when you think about a pet's full life cycle from adoption to aging, what emotional stages stand out most for pet parents?
That's a really good question. I think it's hard to pick out just a few. I mean, you have to look at it from beginning to end. When you first make that decision to even bring a pet into your home, the emotions and the joy and the excitement that come into it, and then you get a new puppy or even you rescue a dog, and the first couple of days you're just enthralled with each other and the emotions are amazing, and then there's a little frustration that comes with it, right? When you're waking up at 3:00 in the morning and you're having to take them out to potty and you forget that lack of sleep is really a thing.
It's really like having a new baby.
100%. And then you get into your routines. And then, quite honestly, I think one of the big points or emotional factors is when you hit the end of life stage before they cross that rainbow bridge. It's so hard. But the love and the care and the joy that we get from owning pets, we keep doing it over and over because, that it's just, the whole experience is amazing.
Yeah, they really bring so much to our lives.
Yeah, 100%.
They get us out of our comfort zones. They give us joy.
Yeah.
We develop that relationship. And
yeah, I lost my dog 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's okay. And it's taken me this long, but I'm in the process of adopting. And again, it's something that when I'm a mom and my kids are 21 and 24, and they're out of the house. So I think it's time, something that wants to give me hugs and kisses and snuggles, in the morning and gives me a purpose to get up and take walks and do those things. So yeah.
That's true.
It's amazing.
That's true. Love it. Thanks for sharing that.
No problem.
Yeah. So you are in the process. So you have
I'm in the process.
So you know the dog specifically, or
well,
are
I'm
you
going
still
through
looking?
a rescue, so we're trying to figure out the best fit.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, that's exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. What roles do empathy play in long-term brand building in the pet care space, and how do you balance that with performance marketing or metrics?
Empathy is the foundation of what we do. I think early on, brands were very gimmicky. When it comes to the pet industry, it was all cute and really basic and simple. And I think now brands have really put some time and energy in getting to know their client. It's
important.
It is. You look at the pet food space, right? And they have really done a good job at customizing their brands for not only specific breeds, but for health issues, whether it be allergies or weight loss. You've got puppy, adult, senior. So anyway, I think that when you're talking about brands and empathy, I think that you really have to look at the whole pet life cycle and the whole pet journey, ROIs and KPIs, and, you can't throw out the Excel spreadsheet, you have to have them so that we know what we're doing is working. But I think
or not working.
Or not, right,
you adjust,
right. But when you build that trust and you really dive in and dig real deep into the emotional side of it, you're going to win every time. Yeah.
Can you share an example of a campaign or brand that successfully evolved with its customer over the course of a pet's life?
Again, it goes back to what I was just saying. I can't really pick apart one particular brand in general. But again, you look at the pet food space, you look at the vet space, you look at the boarding space, you look at Yorgi, for example. We really strive to be a part of really be a part of the whole experience of owning a pet. And we want to make sure that we are hitting on the mental, the physical, the emotional side, from whether it be boarding to daycare to vet services to dog training. I think that Yorgi is a perfect example of how the community or all of the brands have evolved in that space.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel differentiates Yorgi from other companies out there in terms of what makes them different? What is the value that they bring that's different?
It's a connected care. It's all
Connected
connected.
care.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all connected in one hub. Yeah.
Explain
So what Yorgi does is we have over 188 pet-related businesses throughout the United States. And again, they offer, each one's a little different. All the brands are very different. And what Yorgi does is it connects all of them together. So it provides not only the ability for the community to be able to get involved and engage with each of the different locations, but it also allows families to keep track of their vaccination records, which is huge. So let's say you're in Dallas and you're going to Disney. We have a location over in Orlando, and you go on Yorgi and it's going to tell you where the location is. It's going to allow that location to see those vaccination records. Mm-hmm. It's also going to allow the client to see what other locations are in the area. If we
take our pet.
Yeah, if you take your pet, if you need a vet, if you need any type of service, it's going to connect and give a one-stop shop, let's say.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. We love it. And we offer rewards and all kinds of fun stuff on there. So, yeah.
If you were to say one thing why a client should step into the Yorgi network, what would that be?
Ease of operation and convenience, and yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
So for marketers or founders listening, what's your biggest piece of advice for building a pet brand that feels like a lifelong companion, not just a one-time solution?
Oh my goodness. I would say, there's a famous saying out there, and I think it's Maya Angelou, and I'm going to mess it up, I'm sure.
That's okay.
But it's not what you say to somebody, it's how you make them feel, right? Mm-hmm. And that's just it. My advice to other brands out there is get to know your client. That's the one way you're going to be able to build trust. The ability to be able to customize your brand to the pet's needs, I think is huge in this space. The more that you show kindness, the more you show that you care, the more empathetic that you can be, the more I think you'll see a lifelong client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely. And when you know what your client wants, then you know what to give them, and then can be creative within that.
100%.
And become somebody in the forefront of delivering that.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
Well, no, and look at dog training per se. If somebody needs dog training for a Yorkie that is this big and weighs 8 pounds, and then you have somebody with a Great Dane that is maybe a little bit testy, or you can't give the same training to the Yorkie as you're going to give to the Great Dane, right? It's the same thing with everyone in the pet care space. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to customize and get to know what each family needs.
What do you love most about what you do?
I love seeing the relationship between the pet and the pet parent. It's amazing when, I walk into one of our centers and somebody's picking their dog up from boarding, and, the dog's super happy, or they're coming in for daycare and they can't wait to get in the back, just to see the relationship between the pet and the families is amazing. Also, watching our staff learn and interact, especially at the beginning when we're teaching our staff, I think is so profound when you can see the interactions and the relationships that our staff develop with the pets that come into our building. The whole space is just something that I've loved since since I was 10 years old, you know? I love every aspect of the pet care industry. I really do.
You mentioned you've been in it since you were 10 years old.
Yes, yes.
So since that time, what
Uh-huh.
have you seen evolve in terms of the pet industry, even more so than what you've already mentioned?
Back when I was coming into this business, there wasn't very many pet care related businesses, right? Boarding, daycare. Daycare wasn't even heard of back
Mhm.
when I started in this industry. So I think that in itself, we've seen so many facilities and places come to fruition now. Also, you've seen so many different apps, you know, including Yorgi. And again, I think that Yorgi is where this industry is going. And I think that what Yorgi is going to bring to the table is going to be amazing. There's so many things that we are going to do with this app that is going to be incredible for everyone out there. So I think, you know, looking back to looking now, it's so impressive to see what the market's done and what it's going to continue to do.
Do you have anything in closing that you'd like to share?
No, just that, give those four-legged furry friends those big hugs and kisses and make sure that, any type of brand or anything that you're going to really look at for your pet, you do your research, and I think that, again, it's all about giving those hugs and kisses at the end of the day.
So, so true. Thank you. Thank you for
Welcome.
your insights and your time today. We really, truly
Thank you so
appreciate
much
it.
for having me.
Great marketing isn't just about visibility, it's about value and connection over time. If you're a brand in the pet space or just a curious pet parent, remember long term loyalty starts with understanding what matters most in every moment. For more trusted insights on pet care, connection, and community, visit yorgipet.com. And if you've loved today's episode, don't forget to follow, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who believes pets deserve lifelong love and brands that truly grow with them. Until next time, stay unleashed with Yorgi.